So as I mentioned in my questions video, I am a massive fan of professional wrestling. I like to book matches, I like to think about storylines, and I thought, why not capitalise on that by making a video giving my predictions for Money in the Bank. So far we've got 6 matches announced. What I thought I'd do is I would give predictions quickly for all of them, what I think is going to happen, where I think they could go resulting from them matches, and then I'll record my reactions to what happens on the night and then compile them into one massive video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a leaderboard as well for every pay-per-view and see where I rank in terms of getting my predictions right. So we're going to start with the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. So it's a Fatal 4-Way match. I don't know if there's any other stipulations. It's the New Day, Big E and Kofi Kingston taking on the Forgotten Sons, taking on John Morrison and The Miz, taking on Lucha House Party. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be Lince Dorado and Gran Metalik. But I'm actually going to go for the Forgotten Sons. It was a weird call-up to see the Forgotten Sons come to SmackDown. They haven't done too much. The only thing they've done in NXT that was noticeable was they were in that ladder match where the Street Profits won. And I think it's going to be the surprise win that kicks off Money in the Bank. And I don't think the Forgotten Sons will have a long reign. I just think that it's going to be another change in the Tag Team Championships, so they keep on building up the New Day's tally. I think the New Day will just win it off them on an episode of SmackDown or something, but I think the Forgotten Sons are going to win, as this is their pay-per-view debut. Moving on swiftly, we're going to go on to the SmackDown Women's Championship now. It is Bayley taking on Tamina. Bayley's winning. I don't see Tamina winning. They're pushing Tamina at the wrong time. They should have pushed her a few years ago, and now they're giving her this "I'm not angry, I'm sweet" gimmick. It makes no sense to me. I think they're going to keep Bayley on to the SmackDown Women's Championship until the massive blow-off between her and Sasha Banks happens, which we're all waiting for. I see Sasha Banks going into this feud as the face. This Bayley heel gimmick is actually good, in my opinion. In NXT, we had Sasha Banks as the heel, and it'll be nice to see her as the face. She's much better as a face, in my opinion, and she's definitely shown that in the last few years. So yeah, Bayley's winning for me. No, there's no way Tamina's winning. Next up, we've got the Universal Championship match. It is Braun Strowman taking on Bray Wyatt, and it's the Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt, not The Fiend. And that's why Braun Strowman's winning. If it was The Fiend, I think it'd be a different story. I think The Fiend will be the next opponent for Braun Strowman. It will continue their feud, but I think Braun Strowman's going to absolutely destroy Bray Wyatt, especially since Strowman won the championship back at WrestleMania. Then again, Strowman's not supposed to be the champion. The champion's supposed to be Roman Reigns, but we all know why that's not a thing. I don't really know where the Universal Championship goes after the feud with Strowman and Wyatt. I feel like once it's been Strowman versus The Fiend, I think that's when The Fiend will get the title back, and then either they'll hold it on until Roman Reigns comes back, whenever that'll be, or they'll just wait for the Money in the Bank cash-in if it goes to SmackDown. I'll get onto that in a minute. Now we're going to go over to Raw, and it's the WWE Championship, the only Raw Championship that's been defended as of right now. That's what we know. It's going to be Drew McIntyre facing Seth Rollins, and you've got to suspect that there's going to be some sort of shenanigans. Maybe Buddy Murphy will get involved. We've not seen AOP in the last few weeks, so I doubt they'll be there. Drew McIntyre's just been amazing as champion, and they've put so much investment already in this WWE Championship reign. I can't see this being the end of it already. Maybe they'll have it hot potato. They could, because right now the only 2 top guys in WWE on Monday Night Raw anyway is Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, and I don't see where else they can go with it. Maybe AJ Styles. So yeah, I'm going to say Drew McIntyre is going to retain the WWE Championship. Going to keep that nice and simple. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the Money in the Bank matches. They're happening at the same time, and I'm really looking forward to these because of it's happening in the Titan Towers. They're both happening at the same time, bottom floor to top floor, where the ring is, and it's going to be a bit cinematic, bit like the Boneyard match, bit like the Firefly Funhouse match, both at WrestleMania. There's so much excitement around this, and I can't wait. We're going to start with the women's match. So I'm going to try and remember these off the top of my head. So from SmackDown, you've got Dana Brooke, Carmella and Lacey Evans, and from Raw, you've got Asuka, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. I believe that's correct. This is where I see it. On SmackDown, I think they're covered for a good while because they'll just run through Bayley and Sasha Banks. They don't need another lengthy women's run. Carmella's already won it. She had the briefcase for a long time. They've just sort of put her in this match just as a filler, I think. Same with Dana Brooke. I like Dana Brooke a lot, but I just can't see it being her. I would like it to be Lacey Evans. If I was to personally pick, I would pick Lacey Evans because she's just, over the last calendar year, she's had a massive push. She's been in title matches left, right and centre, and she still hasn't had it. And I thought she was going to win at WrestleMania. Didn't happen. And just to build up the women's Money in the Bank briefcase, I feel like she would be the right fit. But I feel like it's going to go to somebody on Raw, because that's where they need it. Becky Lynch is the current champion, and they want to keep her as a top person. Apparently she's got a new deal with Marvel. I don't know too much about that, to be honest, but I feel like they're going to want to take the championship off her in a non-clean way. Let's quickly run down the Raw women that are in this match. So you've got Asuka, who they are clearly pushing to be a single star again. Then you've got Shayna Baszler, who out of all the women in WWE, including NXT, is the most legitimate athlete. I feel like if anyone can take it off her clean, it would be Shayna Baszler. And then you've got Nia Jax, who's just returned, got a lot of heat, especially considering that she's not safe in the ring. And in terms of the women's roster, Nia Jax is the biggest heel, and she really would be a good fit for Becky Lynch in a title feud. And if you have Nia Jax hold the briefcase, there's going to be a lot of heat there. So that's why I think Nia Jax is winning the briefcase. And then we move on to the men's Money in the Bank, and yet again I'm going to try and remember it. I'm not as recognisable with the names here. So from SmackDown you've got Otis, Daniel Bryan and King Corbin. And from Raw you've got Aleister Black, Rey Mysterio and the new fit AJ Styles. Before we get into this, we have, obviously originally the plan was Apollo Crews was going to be in this match, and there's been speculation that he's going to turn heel. I think it's happening here. I think it's happening at Money in the Bank, because so many people think that Aleister Black is going to win. I think Apollo Crews is going to prevent Aleister Black from winning. Okay, this is what I think is going to happen here. So AJ Styles is the replacement for Apollo Crews, because Apollo Crews got injured. He's not actually injured, but it gives him an excuse to come back. So what's going to happen here is there will be obviously a standpoint between AJ Styles and Aleister Black. Obviously they had their match back at Elimination Chamber, I believe it was, and Apollo Crews is going to enter the scene, and then but we all think, oh, he's going to attack AJ Styles for taking over. No, he's going to attack Aleister Black. It'll be a good mid-card sub-feud, I guess, between Aleister Black and Apollo Crews. It might damage Apollo Crews' heel run, because Aleister Black should be pushed to the moon. I think with a lot of people thinking Aleister Black is the right fit for the Money in the Bank briefcase, it'll be a good swerve, and it's something they can definitely do here. But who do I think, because of who you've got as champions, so you've got Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre currently in the WWE Championship feud. Either of them can be beaten clean for the belt. Then you've got Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt for the Universal Championship. Braun Strowman lost his Intercontinental Championship in a 3-on-1 handicap match. It took 3 guys to take that title off him. And when he was Raw Tag Team Champion with a 10-year-old, they resigned the belts because of schoolwork. Great booking that. And then you've got Bray Wyatt, who can lose the belt as Bray Wyatt, but at the same time, The Fiend shouldn't take another clean loss. The only clean loss on The Fiend's record was by Goldberg, and it was with a suplex, not a jackhammer. And it got a lot of backlash, so WWE will not want to take that risk again. So in my opinion, it has to go to a SmackDown guy. Especially if Raw are going to have the women's one, in my opinion. SmackDown are going to have the men's one. And let's run for it. King Corbin, he's been undeniably great this year again. Great feud with Roman Reigns. It was a long feud, but it was a great feud. Their match at Royal Rumble was amazing in particular, and he's a previous holder as well. Otis, they seem to be pushing as a singles guy now. I don't want it to be Otis. I love Otis, he's a lovable character. Just allow him to be the comedy guy that does his thing. If you give Otis the briefcase, it's just a filler role, and he's going to lose it, and it's going to just lower the value of the briefcase in terms of the statistics, because he won't win the World Championship. He's not there yet. And then you've got Daniel Bryan. Why can't it be Daniel Bryan again? He's supposedly got a few years left max. Obviously he was WWE champion last year before he lost to Kofi Kingston, but it'd be nice to have Daniel Bryan as a face champion again, push him back up there. It also pushes on people can win the briefcase more than once. The last person that held it twice was CM Punk, and that was over 10 years ago. So I think having Daniel Bryan win it would be a good sign of people can win it multiple times, and then in future briefcase matches, it opens it up for, oh, just because that person's won it doesn't mean he's not going to win it. It opens up the field. A bit like the Royal Rumbles when they started introducing that multiple times as well. So, in my opinion, if you couldn't tell, Daniel Bryan is winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. So there are my Money in the Bank predictions. I'll put them on the screen now. So let's just get into tomorrow night and let's see what happens. Okay, so I've just come up with a idea as a punishment for every prediction I get wrong. So every time I get a prediction wrong, I have to down a bottle. There's only 6 matches on the show, so maximum 6 bottles. Not too bad, to be honest. I've not drunk in a while, so this could become very interesting. I could be rattled by the time Money in the Bank comes around, but also with the fact that I'll be drinking throughout the show anyway, so it's going to be interesting. Okay, so here we go, the opening match of the night. It's the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, as I thought. The Forgotten Sons are making their way to the ring, and as I thought, it's going to be Cutler and Blake. Jackson Riker's going to be the heavy man on the side. He will probably get involved because it's no disqualification, but I'm already not liking my chances. Okay, so I've just clarified as well, there is no like stipulation, there's no elimination, there's no nothing like that. There's no disqualification, no count out because it's a fatal 4-way. Oh, Spanish Fly, that's great. Oh, it's one of the best moves. Oh, and everyone is out. One thing that I was about to say, John Morrison's actually in really good shape. Like, I know he's been active outside the WWE, but I've not watched too much of him. He looks phenomenal. I've just realised as well, has Grand Metalik changed his mask? Because that's not the same mask he wore in the Cruiserweight Classic. I don't watch too much of Lucha House Party stuff. It's worrying me as well that the Forgotten Sons are looking dominant as well, because it never works out that way in a traditional wrestling match. I'm keeping my eye on Jackson Riker as well. I want him to do stuff. I want him to get involved. Stasha Pain, no. No way. Oh, Lucha House Party get in. Thank God for that. Oh, he's going to go for a spear. No, he's not. Oh, there we go. Jackson's in. Oh, wait. Oh my God, he's been eliminated. It's true, Jackson Riker is supposed... Jackson Riker's allowed to be out here. Why has he been set back? But he can come back down and it won't matter. Maybe that's an illusion to sort of wave it back in. Who knows? Oh no, come on, no. So the New Day have just won. Looks like I'm going to get a beer. God's sake. Oh, 3/4 there. Oh, this is the first one. Fuck's sake. Oh, I don't feel right already. Am I making the right decision? Right. It's because I'm drinking out of the bottle. In the future, I'm just going to put it in a glass and see it off that way. That's going to be easier. Fuck my life. Wait, I didn't count this because this was supposed to be on the pre-show. So now I've got to make another prediction. I mean, I'm going to say our truth. But that means if I get this wrong and MVP somehow wins, I've got to down another drink because it's on the main show. Yeah, I'm saying our truth. I'm saying our truth. There you go, simple. Woo. What's up? What's Bobby Lashley? Hang on. Match on the side. My prediction's Bobby Lashley. There goes Spear. That's it. Cool. Because I changed my prediction last minute, I don't have to drink. Okay, so right now we've got the SmackDown Women's Championship match. I've got Bailey, so hopefully I should be safe with this one. To be fair, it's smart. Eliminate the leg. Tamina can't hit the super kick. She'll struggle to put momentum on her leg for the superfly. Smart play, smart play. Okay, Tamina's starting to come back. She's starting to look dominant. It's starting to get a little worrying for me now. Bailey just splashed Tamina with water. That was brilliant. Moisture's got to Tamina's head. Wow, what a clothesline. Okay, Tamina's up top. Oh no, wait, what? I'm confused. Super kick. Oh shit, the super kick. Oh, someone dropped. No. Oh, Sash Banks just climbed in. Okay. Paused it. That's fine. Oh, groggy pin. Yes. Okay, so I'm 1-1 at the moment. I don't know, technically I'm 2-1. I'm 2-1. But Tamina's still got Bailey. Hang on. Right, so Sasha Banks is now beating up Tamina. I don't care. That was a decent match in my opinion. Okay, so now it's Universal Championship time. It's Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman. I love this Bray Wyatt. This happy-go-lucky guy he's amazing. Gives me so much positivity. And it's just something that I've thought about just now. Bray Wyatt and the New Day possibly entering something. That would be bonkers. Hi. I love it, it's great. I'm only gonna drink when I lose predictions. So I'm on the cream soda. If there was a live audience, I'm convinced that people would be booing Braun Strowman and they'd be cheering Bray Wyatt. It just naturally feels right that with the characters that are being portrayed now, Bray Wyatt would be the face. And if you're looking at this from an outside perspective, you would imagine that Bray Wyatt in this character is the good guy. There's going to be a lot of talking in this match and I'm all for it. Another thing that I've just thought about, how amazing would it be to see Bray Wyatt as the Money in the Bank holder? The mind games that could be played would be unreal. Just seeing that briefcase in the Firefly Funhouse as well would be amazing. It would just be cool. Why is Huskus the pig here? I'm all for this. This is brilliant. I'll be honest though, this is not the battering that I expected. Well, when I say that, I mean there is no battering. It's been quite an even match. If not, Bray Wyatt's had more of the match. I thought this was going to be a squash. Oh. Okay. I kicked out, okay. What the hell? Braun Strowman's put the mask on. What the hell? Is there some kind of... Oh, he's baiting him in, I'm sure. He just got down on his knees. They're hugging. And there's Mercy the Buzzard. And the witch. All the puppets are there now. He's just taking the mask off. Hang on. He's just turned on the mask. I knew it was a ruse. Power slam. That's done. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay, so Braun Strowman's won. Honestly, Really good ending to that match. But obviously that sets in nicely now to bring the Fiend into the story. Okay, so now we've got the WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins. One thing I want to point out. Seth Rollins has got new theme music. Has that been a thing for a couple of weeks? Or is that new? But I'm not a fan of it. Up for his old music. Hello. Aww. Yeah. But I don't know what you want. Bye then. Seth Rollins now has a chair. To be fair, Rollins hits McIntyre, he retains the title, and he wins, so I don't have to drink. That's fine. Future DDT, that'd be an interesting way to win. Kicks out, okay. Super kick by Rollins. Oh, stomp! Oh, no! Ah, he kicked out, thank God for that. Oh, Glasgow kiss, super kick. Claymore, there you go, there you go, there you go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. And that was it. Okay. So what's that now? That's 4-1. Okay, so whatever it is, I'm in the positive, that's fine now. Okay, one thing that's just quickly happened is Drew McIntyre just shook the hand of Seth Rollins after that match. As a sign of respect. That's interesting. We'll see how that develops. Will that alone continue the feud? That'd be a good sign though. Right at the start, all the people have made their entrances. Men are in the gym, women are in the reception / lobby. Okay. Here we go, this is good. This is gonna be good. Straight away dive onto the women. There you go, Asuka. The women are already dead. Thing is, with all the cinematics that are going on, I'm expecting this to be a complete spot fest. Smashes the mirror. That's a sign for things to come. But that's bad luck. That's bad luck for Corbin as well. There you go, he's gonna do it. He just dropped a weight on his dial, that's brilliant. Is that Jim Cornette? No, what I'm on about is Brother Love. It's Bruce Pictures. I didn't even realise I just was doing the yes chance, that's amazing. Oh my god, he's a clown, that's horrible. But who was that? Right, that's a big sign. They're just showing a massive picture of Roman Reigns. That's a sign that they're not done with him. That's nice. Oh. AJ's just seen a picture of The Undertaker. Oh, mate. It's a flashback from the Boneyard match. Oh my god. There is no way. Oh, Alice Black's there. Okay. Oh, we should shut him in the room. Oh, Paul Heyman's out of buffet. This is brilliant. I'm loving this. His buffet's gonna get ruined though. Oh, this is having a seizure over food. Oh my god, please, food fight. Paul Heyman just got smashed. Kira Fury close on Rey Mysterio by Shayna Baszler. Why? Oh, and he just got squashed by Nia Jackson Otis. What the hell? That ain't fair. Oh my god, it's John Laurinaitis. It's people peace slapping in the face of the pie. There you go. What are all these references? Who else is going to come out? It's McMahon, because they've been teasing about his office all week. Is that not him there? It is as well. The moment I thought about it, you go out. They're fixing up his office. Class. That's the objective. Go to the roof. So Asuka's won the women's match. So that's one more bit I've got to do. I'm going to wait to see what happens with the men's one. Rey Mysterio just went over the roof. They said somebody was going to go over. Rey Mysterio's just gone. Oh my god, don't send Alice back as well. Alice about this one as well. Corbin, you son of a bitch. So anyone who bet Mysterio or Black, yeah, call your chances off now. Oh, Sharp. Shut up. Otis is Mr. Money in the Bank. So Elias has hit Corbin with a guitar. Styles fumbled the briefcase and it lands in Otis's arms. That's 2 beers I got down as well. Otis was my prediction for the write-off, like no way. And that's the end of the show as well. Mad. Right, let's go get them beers then. Got my beers, I suppose we've got to do them now. It's shit because that's the... Oh, mate. On a usual time, this is a usual Saturday night for me. What the fuck's wrong with me? I guess here goes nothing. Oh, fucking prick. No, I can't yet. Am I really going to do this every pay-per-view? I mean, I probably am, but... Fucking hell. See you at Backlinks, boys. That's why it's okay to fight.